The Broncos,
First place Broncos.
7-2 Broncos.
Yeah.
They are 4-0 if they trail in the fourth quarter
Yeah.
at any point.
Mm-hmm.
They are 3-2 if they don't trail.
Yeah.
And so no time trailing in the entire fourth quarter. They're 3-2.
By the way, my wallet is empty. I'm quite familiar with that statistic.
But like, there's no time trailing in the fourth, and you have 2 losses. What? Welcome to Fast Talk Podcast here at Green Apple Studios. Your source for what? Bullshit?
Yeah, a bunch of bullshit.
Bunch of bullshit. I like
bullshit.
that. We could
Whatever
probably
we
make
feel
that
like
our
talking
slogan.
about.
I'm having a nightmare getting the Facebook and Instagram hooked up. I'll tell you that, Meta.
I'm sorry about
Get
that.
fucked, bro. I'm not going to go into that. We like to start each podcast with a would you rather. My turn, because you've done the last 2. I got one. Would you rather be respected or feared?
Respected 100%.
You answered that super quick.
No, I've actually heard that one before. No, I don't want people to fear me. 100%. There's, even if you're not the best person, you could still be respected for what you've accomplished, what you've done, and the way you treat people. I think fear often comes from the way you treat people.
Yeah, 100% comes from the way you treat people.
I don't, that means you're not treating people properly.
I believe, I think that question might be too simple because I feel like there are levels of fear and respect. So,
That's true.
Like, you could respect someone because you're afraid they're going to kill you. Or
right,
you could respect someone for the decisions that they make and how they treat. Say, like, I'm kind of leading that. I'm kind of assuming that you are a leader of some sort, a king, a CEO, something of that nature. And so your immediate draw is like nobody wants to be feared, but then maybe some people do want to be feared. And I was like on the fence actually a little bit, and so I was kind of going through the pros and cons of being feared. And I think being respected, no one wants to try to assassinate you.
Right.
And being feared, there's a possibility people might want to assassinate you. So my mom would be ashamed if I said I want people to fear me. So I'm going to lean more towards respected as well.
I think there's something that goes with like possibly fearing the position. Like when you talk about leaderships, like a king or a CEO, possibly fearing the CEO, but not necessarily the person that is the CEO.
Yes.
So,
or even just a boss.
Yeah.
Like I've seen different people in situations and the different people that come into the head position of whatever it is that their job is or something. Yeah. You liked the person until they moved into that position.
Right.
And maybe that position changes the actions of someone. So like, I know I would act differently if I was king of the world, versus lowly studio owner here. But yes,
business owner.
There is
not lowly.
I think there's more to appreciate in life if you are respected.
Right.
Instead of feared. Although there's a little bit of me that would enjoy people cowering. Oh no.
Okay. Yeah. I think if you had asked me this question, maybe, what is it, 2025?
It's 2025.
If you had asked me this question 20 years ago, I would have said feared.
Were you in Babies R Us?
Yes. It's when I had just been promoted into leadership at Babies R Us. And I think it's a misconception that fear kind of equates to respect from a leadership standpoint. But the reality is when you're not the leader, that's not true.
I feel like I'm the opposite. Young me would have definitely gone respect. 100%, no question. Now almost 40-year-old me, he's the one considering, maybe it might be better if people fear you.
Baby on the way.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, fear me. Anyone that comes near her,
right.
I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I liked that one.
That is a good one. I want to hear what the comments section says.
Yeah, please tell us whether you would rather be feared or respected, or how they could both work together.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm trying to think of like the last big figure, say figurehead in the world. Would Putin be considered feared?
Yeah.
think?
Absolutely. I think so.
Kim Jong-il?
Yes. 100%. Nobody, I don't think, nope, never mind. I'm not going to say this if it's going to be on the internet. I don't trust them. No.
Yeah, and those two are still alive. Saddam, right? Your Castro? Because I know a lot of Cubans
Yes.
that actually liked him, though. So-
Because, well, they were brainwashed into liking him. They didn't know any different. That was all they knew.
Yeah, I mean, I have a great aunt on my mom's side, still alive, that was a Hitler youth.
Really?
She was like 4, 5 years old. And she says she remembers it, but like I have vague memories too when I was 4 or 5 years old. But like she's the most fascinating person I think I've ever met my entire life. And every time I see her, I have like a bajillion questions for her.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I
I'm
can
like,
imagine.
you lived in one of the like most, not amazing, I don't want to say amazing, but like intriguing, influential moments of the world.
Right.
Being German in the late 30s is like crazy.
Yeah.
I'll shout out to Aunt Alfreda. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Moving off of that to some sports stuff.
Sports.
For some reason, this popped in my head while I was watching. So college football, for some reason on the Utes games, they always start them at 8 o'clock late. They start them late. Like the game that we were supposed to go to was
Right.
late. So I'm watching that and I'm like, it's the only game that's on. And I was thinking to myself, like, who is the greatest Ute to come into the NFL? And I narrowed it down to 2. And they both have the same last name, Smith.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to say, please tell me Smith, because that's what I'm thinking.
So Alex Smith or Steve Smith? Who do you think?
I'm taking Alex, just because I think the career path was amazing with him.
And I didn't look up stats. I didn't look up a win-loss for each one. I didn't look up any of that. I would say as far as collegiate career goes, it's not even close.
Right.
It's Alex Smith.
Yeah.
And so, because I actually, like, I had been watching the NFL a long time, Carolina, and like Steve Smith, where did Steve go to college? Fucking Utah? Like, seriously? That's where you went, dude? And so, like, it's Alex Smith as far as a Utes career goes. But then I was like, I wonder who had, and so I would argue opposite of you.
Okay.
I would say it's Steve Smith, Sr.
I'd like Alex simply because the fact that number 1 overall pick, right?
U.S.
And
They beat Alabama.
yes, but he was just kind of thrown away after a couple years of failures in San Francisco, and then it took Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh came around and gave him the coaching he needed and turned him into, I'm not sure if he was a Pro Bowl quarterback.
You won a couple playoff games. I know that for
Yeah.
sure for San Francisco.
He was absolutely an amazing quarterback with them, and the poor guy got hurt and screwed out of his job with Kaepernick. It's, so I, as a Drew Bledsoe fan, I feel for guys that lost their job due to injuries. And then so as Smith goes to another red and gold team in Kansas City, and Kansas City drafts who's arguably the best quarterback in the league right now while they still have Alex Smith. Why are they moving up to take Patrick Mahomes when you have a good quarterback?
I don't think Smith was what Andy Reid wanted.
Yeah, well, we learned that. And that might have been a good choice.
Sometimes there's a good quarterback that just doesn't fit the system, like C. Murray Kyler
Yeah.
with Drew Petznig. I remembered his name this time. Offensive system.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
And then Alex, the other thing I love about him, when he went to Washington, it was with this third red and gold team. I mean, and he still did well there
did
until
very
he
well there.
damn near died.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing, because you would never associate a leg injury with being near death. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. A mortal wound.
Yes.
So crazy.
Not
And now,
today, at least.
I hope he's doing his thing. I don't know what he's doing. I'll check it. I'll put an update here what Alex Smith is doing. But again, I would go Steve Smith,
Okay.
Sr.
Steve, he had an amazing career.
with Carolina.
Yeah.
And then Baltimore.
Yeah. He was just a great player from start to finish.
I
in the NFL.
think I appreciate his outlook and his mentality, because it was kind of like the fuck you mentality because he's what 5'11" maybe on a good day.
I don't.
But was still a great go get the ball receiver. And then my favorite memory of Steve Smith is the commercial with Kenny Mayne, for SportsCenter.
I don't remember.
So Kenny Mayne's sitting in his cubicle writing a article, and he's writing it about Steve Smith, and he's like, "Hey, Steve," and you can see Steve Smith way down the hall, and he's like, "Would you classify your speed as like?" I don't remember the other word he used. It was a particular word or incendiary. And then the next scene, it jumps cuts and it's like 0.3 seconds go by and Steve Smith's right there at the entry of his cubicle. And he's like, "What'd you say?" And then Kenny Mayne's like, "I know it now, incendiary." And I'm like, that's going to be, because it's two of my favorite. Like, I love Steve Smith. Kenny Mayne's my favorite ESPN personality, always will be. I got to meet him a few years ago at a UNLV game, which was fucking highlight of my life almost. Because he would talk to you like you were like a real person.
Yeah.
And so like he made time to take about 45 seconds to a minute with every person in line. I mean, it wasn't that long of a line. There was no one under the age of like 35 because no one else knows who Kenny Mayne is except the dudes that watched him on SportsCenter.
It's niche, yeah.
Like Cassidy had no idea. Like she's like, "Who is it?" I'm like, "It's Kenny Mayne." Like, you don't understand.
Yeah, 37
like,
to 50 males
raised
right now.
me basically. Him and Rich and Dan. I'm just throwing out first names, so if you know, you know.
Stu.
And Stu. And,
Yeah.
Carl.
Back to Steve Smith, I want to say that he might have been one of the first people to put like senior on his jersey. Okay. And that's pretty cool, I think. Because, a lot of people want to throw respect out towards their dads when they're a junior or a 2. Which I still don't understand how Patrick Surtain is a 2 and not a junior.
Will Fuller V.
Will Fuller V. But Steve Smith is like, "Hey, I'm proud of my damn kids," or kid. I don't know how many he has. So, but that was pretty cool. And he was just good from start to finish in the NFL.
Yeah, that just popped in my head because I had been watching some late night Utah stuff.
I'd like to see what the comments say too. If there are any other,
please tell us,
Utah people out there.
Utah alums, Wade.
Yeah. I know a lot of the BYU people are going to go jump on that. And
Steve Young.
Yes, exactly.
Josh Wilson. So it just hit daylight savings on Sunday, and I'm getting up early I'm not even getting up. I'm getting up a normal time, right? And you jump back an hour. So my typical is 7-ish o'clock. So when I look at my phone, it's 6 and I'm like, fuck. I was thinking about this and like being my background in bartending and a lot of bars and restaurants and stuff here in the city are open 24/7. Mm-hmm. How does that work for a 24-hour-a-day business?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're falling back an hour, right? So if you fall back an hour, say your shift starts at, say, I'm trying to think of a late night shift that might go like 10 p.m. to 6 in the morning.
I used to do graveyards.
So I'm curious how this works because you would go, the official time it jumps back is 2, right? It hits 2:59 to go to 3, but then it jumps back to 2.
Right.
How does that work with scheduling? I didn't even think about it until the other night, and now I can't unthink about it.
So basically, everybody gets an hour of overtime that day.
Okay.
And it's manually entered later. I don't know. Like, I haven't done graveyard in 21 years, but the way we did it at the company that I worked at that no longer exists, we would work, our shift was 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. We would work the shift. We all got an hour of overtime. And then when payroll was processed the next day, everybody that was there was added an hour manually.
You would do the 9 hours or you would do the 8?
We would.
And get off an hour
We would do
early?
the 9 hours that night, yeah. But here's the thing, confession time, because again, nobody works for this company. It doesn't exist anymore, and I can't get in trouble. I'm confessing. This is the way we did it. At 2 o'clock, we would take our lunch, but we would come back from lunch at 1:30. That was kind of weird. So when it got to be 2 o'clock, we would take a lunch again. So we took 2 lunches that night.
Why wouldn't you just take an hour lunch?
State law.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You got to follow the laws.
I really had no idea. I was thinking maybe you have an extra person on and they come an hour later. So if you have a 10 to 6, they're really doing a 10 to 5. And then you have an 11 to 7 and they're really doing a 11 to 6, 11 to 7.
I do remember there were it was 1 year when I was with the RS Corp where they actually tried to have 2 different shifts, where one shift would like work until like 1:30 in
But
the
they were
morning.
the same hours. It was a 10 to 6 and a 10 to 6, but they weren't.
No. It was like 1 to like 1:30 in the morning, and the other one would come in like at 2, which was 3, and then you'd have a salaried person there like the entire time.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of these people have salaried persons. That's how they get away with it.
Yeah.
I would assume. I don't know why I didn't think about that until
It's an interesting
just a few days
yeah.
ago. For those watching, though, if any of you are in that field, graveyard or any of that, please explain to me how it works. I would love to see how different places approach.
Yeah, because
that.
I could see like different organizations cutting the shift. Like if you normally work a 7-hour or an 8-hour shift,
Well, if it's
cutting it on paper to be 7 hours so that it looks like it's 10 to 5. But
and that it's only in the fall, because when you spring forward,
yeah,
I mean, I would be mad if I was an hourly person losing an hour of pay, though.
right.
But that's a whole different sack of potatoes that one can open.
We'll discuss that one in March.
Yeah, to be continued on that. Okay, moving on to NFL stuff. The big thing that happened is the trade deadline. Oh, one little caveat I wanted to throw in here. This is wild. I don't know how I didn't notice this. So the Broncos,
First place Broncos.
7-2 Broncos.
Yeah.
They are 4-0 if they trail in the fourth quarter
Yeah.
at any point. They are 3-2 if they don't trail.
Yeah.
And so no time trailing in the entire fourth quarter. They're 3-2.
By the way, my wallet is empty. I'm quite familiar with that statistic.
But like, there's no time trailing in the fourth, and you have 2 losses. What?
Yeah, it's insane. It's crazy, right?
And then all the time trailing, and you're 4-0.
Yeah. Some good comebacks. Jets, Giants,
And bad losses.
Yeah. But hey, the first place,
Like before, the Colts had lost to the Steelers this week, and you see all these Colts posts, and they're like, "We're one Adonai Mitchell fumble away from being undefeated." I'm like, "No, you're a bullshit leverage call away from being a game behind the Broncos."
Well, that's it, and I could say the same thing about the Arizona Cardinals too. They lost those 5 games in a row before they had beaten Dallas on Monday by a combined 13 points. And they're one little slip here or one little thing there from being 7-0. So
Yeah, but they look much better with Brissett. You can't argue that.
they did. One statistic I think is interesting, because when you look at the 4 AFC East teams or AFC teams that are in first place, New England, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, and Denver, does it not like just throw you back to 2014?
It's like even back farther than that. It's like 2010.
Right? And I started looking at the statistics. I'm going to pull them up right here or look at exactly
it's
what it was.
Brady, Manning. Yeah, and 14 would be Brady,
Roethlisberger.
Manning, Roethlisberger,
And Luck.
and Luck. Yeah.
Here we have 2014 AFC standings. New England's in first at 7-2. Denver's in first at 6-2. Indianapolis
had a bye.
is in first at 6-3. So 1 game difference there. And Pittsburgh's 6-3. Now this year,
That's fucking
Pittsburgh's
crazy.
5-3, and Indianapolis is 7-2, and Broncos obviously are 7-2. But it's kind of crazy that the NFL is all about parity, and yeah, we had some differences the last couple years with Kansas City's and Baltimore's, and I think Cincinnati had a
Buffalo's.
Super Bowl run. Yeah, but now we're back to
So I'm gonna
where we were,
and I'm gonna
the
hit
world
on
is
to my
back to
reasoning
normal.
as to why that's what all this writing is for.
oh
right
nice
here,
okay
in a second, but I wanted to hit just a couple of these trades.
some good ones.
Yeah, let's start with Sauce to the Colts. Not very often you see a 24-year-old top tier corner get moved ever. So
And he went from the worst team to the best team.
yes, he did.
So, hey, like if I'm Sauce, good for you, buddy. Like,
I mean,
You escaped. You're
you are
free.
going from New York to Indianapolis. So we'll throw that out there.
I mean, New Jersey.
I'm saying
New Jersey.
No, I'm saying as cities.
Yeah.
So you are going to the Midwest. You are going. Now I'm going to get a bunch of Midwest hate. Please
All the
bring
Peyton
it.
fans.
Hate it. Bring it. Dallas traded for Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson. So one from the Jets, one from the Bengals. So the Jets are just fire sailing their defense.
which is weird for me because Dallas, after getting rid of Parsons, why are you going out and getting another like really good?
I don't think Jerry
defensive
has a
lineman?
plan. I think he just goes,
There we go. Yeah.
which will lead me to my big point that I will make here in a few. So Dallas went that. The Jets are cleaning house on defense. I think, which is weird because they moved all their big defensive pieces, so Sauce and Quinn Williams and that,
Right.
but held on to Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall, the two that many thought would be more pieces on the offensive side of the ball. My theory is because they trust their defensive coach, Aaron Glenn,
Aaron Glenn.
and they're like, you can help with defense no matter who it is. Insert guy here. You don't know offense very well, so we're going to keep our offensive guys. Plus, we're going to draft a quarterback, I'm assuming.
Look at the draft picks they got.
And then, yeah, I'll get to that. And then we want a running back for him, and we want a receiver for him to throw to. What is the argument we always make here on Fast Talk? Draft the lineman first.
Yes, draft the lineman first.
So they've got, and I wrote this down, in the next year's draft, they have their first and the Colts first,
right.
and then the Colts second, I think, and their second.
Yep.
And then in 27, they have their first, the Cowboys first, and the Colts first.
Yeah. 3.
And
so
then-
5 first-round picks in 2 years.
Yeah. Don't fuck that up.
If anybody can fuck it up, it's
I
the
was
Jets.
watching Rich Eisen, and he's a Jets fan, and he
Yes.
was going through how many times they have done this before. And the ones that they hit on are Mangold and Kevin Mawai, and the ones that they've missed on are quarterbacks and receivers. So it's like, let's go. Let's get your offensive line built, Jets. Not that you want to see them do well in your division.
Not at all.
But
I want to see them screw this up.
I don't remember I can't remember the last time somebody had this much ammunition
But
going into a draft.
I went to
going
bed-
into the 2 drafts.
I went to bed last night thinking like, oh my God, the Jets just stockpile draft picks right now. And that's what the old school Patriots used to do. And when you're looking at, what is it, 7 first and second round picks over 2 years, 8, that's crazy. That's a lot of friggin' picks. And
They're also going to have to free up some roster spots
yeah.
coming soon too.
But if they draft, I'm
If
not
they
even
hit
saying
on
they
like
have to draft great.
half of them,
Yeah.
just hit on half of them.
I mean, the Colts pick is probably going to be
I mean, they
towards
literally
the
just
end.
moved.
Dallas pick's going to be in the middle.
They just moved their hits in the last couple drafts between Williams and Sauce, though. So
Yeah.
it's like
Right.
the Dallas pick will be a middle of the road pick. Their pick will obviously be,
But
and
yeah.
the Colts pick will obviously. But so what do? Do you put those together to go up even higher?
Right. If you have the opportunity.
It's going to be them or what? Who else sucks? The Saints at a shot at the number 1. Titans again. I
Titans,
believe
yeah.
the Titans are in the number 1 spot currently. And the only thing they did was move one of their pass rushers.
Oh, I didn't even
to
see any
Philadelphia.
Titans. Okay.
But yeah, so are you going to go, do you want depth spread out with a good early one and then a couple late first? Or do you want to put it all together to move up? I mean, who are you going for this year? Mendoza, the kid from Indiana, or the kid from Oregon, or Nussmeier and LSU, or who I think should be the number 1 pick, who I think is going to be a great pro in Ty Simpson. You don't want to see him go to the Jets, though.
Oh, please don't.
If you had to pick, if he had to go,
What about the
obviously
Vanderbilt?
he's not going to go to
Okay.
Tennessee. But if you had to pick between the Saints and the Jets, you want to see him go to New Orleans
Much rather see him go to New Orleans.
with a quarterback coach, right? Kellen Moore.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
Solid point.
Maybe Ty won't have to move that far.
Ty might have another year of eligibility if he wants to. I think he does.
The thing is, I think you have to do your eligibility and declare before you know the NFL season's over, don't you?
There is a deadline. I don't know when the deadline is. But
Obviously, Arch is probably going to go stay in Texas for another year.
smart. I would.
What else I got here? Who didn't make a move? So I wrote a couple teams that I thought would. Pats, Broncos, Green Bay. Green Bay made the move for Parsons,
Yeah, yeah.
so we'll call that one.
Well, Pat's made
The Rams,
some
the Chiefs,
minor
Bills.
moves like the week before.
The Patriots did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You moved Kyle Duggar,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
But I'm talking more of like getting
Like,
players,
yeah.
getting impact. Like
Right.
everyone thought that like the Broncos were going to go get Waddle or Garrett Wilson. Obviously, Garrett Wilson wasn't available, and I think the Dolphins wanted too much for Jalen Waddle.
They were adamant about we're not moving Waddle, and I hate when teams say that because, you know, as a fantastic fantasy football player, sometimes, you know, there's going to be a deal that comes across your desk that's just too good to be true, and if those offers come up, you should still look at them. I don't think consider them.
Anyone was going to give him a first rounder.
Do you think at this point
is he worth a
first rounder? I think he's worth a second.
I don't think he's worth this first rounder. No,
right? Not with the way Miami has played this year. And Waddle has always been a number 2.
That's what we need.
Yeah, but you're not going to get a wide receiver 1 haul for a wide receiver 2. And sorry, Miami, that's just the way it is. You know,
they'll probably be in a market for a quarterback too.
Yeah, they're definitely in a top 10 draft choice right now. So, and I don't like. I think they're stupid if they continue to keep Tua around. I love Tua, but Tua's had way too many concussions and other injuries, and it's time for the Dolphins to move forward. But again, build your line. Find enough guys to protect who your next quarterback will be, and maybe it's Ty Simpson in 2 years.
Yeah, well, we talked about Utah, and Utah actually has the number 1 tackle prospect.
Oh, do they?
Spencer Fano.
Okay.
Pronunciation. It's either Fano or Fano, Fano. Correct me on that, Utah fans. But yeah, so I was writing down teams that I thought might. Pats, Broncos, Packers did. Rams didn't make a move, I don't believe. Chiefs didn't. I heard they were trying to get Breece Hall. Obviously, that didn't happen.
What do they need another running back for?
I don't know. That's what everybody was saying. Here's an interesting tidbit I found. The Titans, who were rumored to be kind of moving pieces, I think the Pats were interested in making a trade with them for something. But this could be speculation. The owner of the Titans is still mad at Mike Vrabel for his Hall of Fame Patriots speech and firing him in the mess. So now she will not make deals
I can see
the Patriots.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same thing like Belichick wouldn't have.
The thing about doing a deal with Belichick is like everybody always thought like if I make a deal with Belichick, I feel dirty and like he's getting the best of me.
He's somehow or another he's screwing you over,
even though
you don't know it yet.
Not be, right. But that's what it felt. That's always what it felt like. You want to give us Randy Moss for a 4th rounder? Oh, you want to give us Welker, Miami? Or I think he was a free agent. But it's just stuff like that. And you're like, Bill's fucking me somehow. Yes. I don't know how, but in 7 years from now, that guy's going to do something to win the Pats a Super Bowl.
That guy will have an NFL record or a Super Bowl ring, and you're left with like a 4th or 5th round draft pick trying to figure out
worth shit.
Who you want to get from the Missouri Valley Conference.
Yeah, the last pick of the 5th round because the Patriots pick last. Which leads me into my main topic that I was thinking about today, and it's owners and how an owner, because I was watching Rich Eisen talk about the Jets and the 30 plus years of, and I don't know when Woody Johnson bought them, but I was like the one consistent there is Woody Johnson. And so I categorize what I thought, and feel free to disagree with me on these if you want. Good owners, bad owners, and then I have a TBD section.
Okay.
Of to be determined. So there's far more bad than good, I thought.
Well, there's a couple names that come to mind for me.
I'm just gonna rattle off my bad. Cardinals, Bills, Panthers, Bears, Bengals, Browns, Cowboys, Texans, Jaguars, Raiders, Chargers, Dolphins, Jets, Buccaneers, Titans.
Do you have Bills in there?
Bills in there.
Okay.
I wrote little things just in case. They are a husband and wife named the Pagulas. I'm not sure how the pronunciation.
I think it's Pegly or something.
Oh, maybe I spelled it wrong. And I feel like they haven't made any good decisions other than to draft Josh Allen, and that has carried them into relevance the last couple of years. Think about how horrible Buffalo was.
Oh yeah,
before Josh Allen,
and now the window is closed. All right, that's fair, but they got that new stadium coming.
They do. So Cardinals, Bidwell, I didn't think he was that good.
Terrible.
David Tepper. He just is always in the headlines for the wrong reasons. I guess
Still relatively new though.
I say that was maybe a TBD.
But Bryce
I also
Young
have
was
the
a miss.
Bears in here, and that's a TBD because it was Virginia House.
Yeah, Virginia's
and
gone.
she's passed RIP. So that could potentially be a TBD, but they've just never been
Same
good.
family though.
Mike Brown is probably one of the shittiest owners of the Bengals owner.
Yes.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I got Jimmy Haslam for the Browns. Horrible.
He started off so well too. I had high hopes for Jimmy when he first took over.
The next can be said for Jerry Jones starting off so well, and now
That's true.
horrible.
That's true.
Jerry doesn't know what he's doing tomorrow, dude.
Jerry doesn't know what he's doing right now.
I guess I could put the Texans under that as well. It's Bob McNair's wife is now the owner, and that she only took over recently. And I feel like I wrote down they're really good people and they do a lot for the city of Houston, but I don't feel like they're good owners. I have the Jags owner in here, Shad Khan.
Yeah.
He is the richest Pakistani in the world, but I
Yeah.
just feel like since he's taken over, they haven't done shit.
He's the Jesus Christ, what's the guy that owned the Clippers?
Steve Ballmer?
No, before him.
I don't know.
The guy
I can't
that
remember his name.
Yeah,
But I know you're
got
talking about.
forced out.
I'm gonna put
Who
it right here.
rich guy owns a
He said some
team,
racist
just
stuff.
makes some money, and
That's what
turns
I
out to
think
be-
a lot of these are.
Yeah.
You just own a team to own a team.
Yep.
Mark Davis, love the guy, but he may be a great owner with the Aces, but
It's-
he is not a good football
And
owner.
that's so hard for me because like he bought the Aces and they have won 3 championships in 4 years, and he's been nothing but amazing, not just for the team and the organization, but for the fans and the city. He's been great for Las
been
Vegas
great.
since he moved here, but the Raiders are just this dark cloud that hang over Davis's legacy.
I'm glad you feel the same way.
and it's just so frustrating.
I mean, as a Broncos fan, I never want to see them figure it out. So
I'm right. I mean,
glad for the Aces, though. And he loves the Aces and he puts a lot into it.
And
It's
yeah.
not like he doesn't try. And maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe somebody else is in charge and they just do it. Maybe he needs to step in and take a better role. Or maybe he just needs to do something crazy like he did with the Aces and say, I'm going to hire Becky Hammond and give her $1 million. Maybe I'm going to hire
Pete Carroll
some.
would have been a good guy to get.
Pete's an old man.
Let's let Pete get a quarterback.
Pete's
and then
an
we can
old man
decide.
coaching Gen Z
He is.
kids.
But
and
and
he's
it
not
boils
even a
down-
boomer. He's a freaking older boomer.
It does boil down, for me, it boils down to the same thing with these owners is swallow your pride, take a step back, and let someone else that knows football
Right.
run your franchise, which is what my list of good owners have done. But I had the Spanoses for the Chargers. Irrelevant.
No, they screwed San Diego out of a team. I know we still call them San Diego, but
Yeah,
I don't think
still
there's
San Diego Chargers.
many people in San Diego that respect the Spanoses.
David, what's his name? I think Stephen Ross, the Dolphins owner.
Yeah.
Irrelevant
Another
since
one
Dan
needs
Marino.
to go. Yep.
Woody Johnson, we've attached. I said the Buccaneers owner, the Glazers. I don't think they're particularly good owners. They do own Man United.
One good thing they did, right, was sign Tom Brady.
Again, that's like, yeah, and then the Titans owner, obviously she has no idea what she's doing
Right.
because the Titans are just my good owners. Falcons, Arthur Blank. I
Love
feel
Arthur
like he's a
Blank.
good owner.
Love Arthur Blank. Yeah.
I wrote the Ravens. You might argue with me on that one, but I feel like the
Is it-
Ravens guy is Steve Biscotti. I feel like he's a good owner. He cares about his team. He puts the money in his team. He hired a good coach in John Harbaugh.
I'll go with it.
The Walter Penning Group, Walmart.
That's okay.
owns the
That's your
Broncos.
guys. Yeah.
That could be a TBD as well.
It's been how many years now? 3? Okay. Wow.
But making the right decision, like to hire Sean Payton, and accepting the fact that they're going to have to eat that $86 million that's going to Russell Wilson,
Right.
and then you get your George Paytons and your Sean Paytons, and you get people that know football, and then you take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
They're still there. They're prominent. They're at practice. They're at all the games, but they don't speak about the football decisions. They speak about the Broncos decisions, the new stadium, the new practice facility, the investing in the community. Sorry, I'm going to speak a lot about the Broncos, obviously, because being a Broncos fan. Hunts, the chief owners.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they're great owners.
Great. Good. Yeah. Absolutely.
I wrote down
Lamar was
Lamar was
fantastic,
great, and then
yeah.
his son
And yeah, Clark's been all
Clark's
about let
been
me
great.
carry on that legacy.
I mean, I don't like Chiefs at all, but I cannot deny the fact that he's been a great freaking owner. The Kroenke with the Rams, I feel like is a good owner.
Nope.
So you're gonna
stopping.
I would say he needs to pick. He needs to care about all his teams at once.
So are you?
Instead of just picking and choosing.
That's my thing with Kroenke is I can't separate him. And you're probably separating him just as a Rams owner. And
Yes.
when you look at what he's done with the Rams, obviously built SoFi, he's
Nuggets,
taken all that money from
Avalanche.
the Chargers. Rams won a Super Bowl, and then you look at he also owns the Nuggets, he also owns the Avalanche, he also owns FC Dallas, but he ripped that team away from St. Louis, and his corruption screwed the people of St. Louis out of an NFL team, and he screwed Arsenal over with. I always want to say Ime Udoka, but it's not. There's two names that
Arteta?
No, not Arteta, but the guy before Arteta, who's now at PSG, who was terrible, and made us like miss even Europa League. But now we're back. But Arsenal, he still hasn't put what he needs to do, the investments into Arsenal to get them to the championship level. All those other teams won.
First place
Rams,
in the Premier League right now.
It's November. Rams won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Avalanche won a Stanley Cup.
Yep.
Nuggets won the NBA championship.
It's good to be Stan Kroenke.
The Rapids haven't won. I think I said FC Dallas before, but
he definitely owns the Rapids.
It's the Rapids. But Arsenal is one of those teams that for the last 4 years they have been in first place and the best team. Like I was watching the Premier League yesterday, not Premier League, Champions League yesterday, and they're saying Arsenal is the third best team in the world right now. But again, it's November and we have to play through May. Are they going to win enough? Is the January window going to come around and somebody's going to be hurt and we're going to need to replace him? And he's going to be like, no, I got to put new field turf in at SoFi Stadium.
Yeah, we should do another Fast Talk FC separate
I know, sorry.
separate podcast.
I'm an anti-Kroenke guy.
I see. I like him.
I'm very anti-Kroenke.
So I got Ziggy Wolf. I wrote as a good owner. I feel like maybe that one's up in the air. Minnesota.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like they're well run.
Beautiful stadium.
Bob Kraft is my next one. Great owner.
But to your point where you said somebody that needs to step back and let the football people do it, when you go back when he first owned the team and he had those issues with Bill Parcells, and then he learned, he was able to step back and let Belichick do the work a few years later.
He's one of those ones where it's like with the whole, Oriental Spa thing and the whole Belichick things that have come out. I feel like some people are like that. People were on the fence about Robert Kraft. Now those people have.
There are a lot of people that
the
have
fence.
jumped ship and don't respect him anymore.
I
That's
wrote
for sure.
the next one was the Giants owner, Maras.
The Maras.
I feel like normally well run. The Giants aren't looking so good right now, but I would say overall, I feel like the Giants are a well run.
I mean, when you look at
franchise.
the body of work spanning 100 years, yeah, absolutely.
Jeffrey Lurie is the owner of the Eagles.
Eagles, yeah.
One of the top owners.
Yeah.
I wrote down the Rooneys.
The Rooneys, of course.
Steelers owner. They're NFL royalty. If
3
there's
head
anything
coaches
that's
in
NFL
50 years.
and they're the only team that's been family owned their entire existence.
The Bears aren't the same?
Oh, I guess you're right.
Okay.
You're right. Sorry, that was. And then I wrote down the Yorks and the DeBartolos for the 49ers.
Yeah.
And then, so I have quite a few less well run. And then my TBDs: Lions, Colts, Saints, Seahawks, and Washington.
I love that the Jim Irsay's, I don't know, his daughter.
His daughter. His daughter.
She's
on the sidelines, man.
Yeah.
I can dig it. Again, but that crosses into your let your football people do your football things
and
territory. If she's there as a fan just rooting, fucking love it.
Yes.
But if she throws the headset on and she's fucking... But I wouldn't mind having that and listening to my offensive coordinator.
Right.
As long as it was a listen only. As long as I don't have
Yeah, she doesn't have a mouthpiece. She's just going and...
Maybe she's just learning. Maybe she's just trying to learn how a team is run and how an offense runs on the field.
Someone asked her about it and she said something along the lines of, look, I'm in charge of this football team. I want to know what's going on. And it was just a simple matter of, I would like to know.
But they would have been pre-Jim Irsay, or with Jim Irsay, I would have had them in the poorly run
Yeah, Jim Irsay was
category.
a dick.
Lions, the daughter, I think, just took over the Ford family.
I didn't actually know that.
Saints, Tom Benson's wife has recently.
Yeah.
I would have put Tom Benson in the good owners, but now that he's passed, he hired Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis, and those guys knew what they were doing.
I think Benson worked his way from bad owner up to good owner over his time.
And then Seahawks, Paul Allen passed.
Very good owner.
And then Josh Harrison just bought the Commanders a year ago.
Right.
So those are my TBDs.
I would say he's good so far. Very good.
They didn't look so good, but they've had a lot of injuries.
Well, I mean, hey, they went to the conference championship a year ago. They're building a brand new stadium, bringing Washington back to Washington.
That's what I got. Feel free to comment on your particular owner and why you think they are good and or bad.
Hashtag Kroenke out.
I feel like it breaks down to, and I feel like 97% of the fans that are going to argue for or against said owner is going to be the same argument. My owner lets the football people make the football decisions.
Right. Yeah.
And I have a couple Cowboys fans, friends, and the only thing they ever bitch about is they're like, I wish Jerry would just hire a GM.
Sometimes I wish Dak would make better decisions, but that's because he's starting QB of my fantasy team. And when he throws stupid interceptions at the end of the game, but that's okay, I still won.
That's all I got. NFL wise.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
The only thing else I have is VGK stuff.
I almost took a shot last night. Very close to taking a shot last night.
I will admit I watched the first period and then I had to watch Dancing with the Stars, which runs from 8 to 10. So I was keeping an eye on my phone, and I got a text about from someone that was like, hey, the people next to us are sick of waiting for Saad to score. So they wanted to switch shot guys. So I said, hey, Matt's is Jeremy Lauzon. And then I looked and saw that he scored, and I was like, oh, well, that was a mistake, wasn't it? And then I thought it was. And then when the Dancing with the Stars was over, I looked back and I saw that it was 1-0. And I'm like, what the fuck happened?
It was
So I'm here on the podcast admitting that I did not watch the second and third period of said night's game last night because I was watching Topanga get voted off Dancing with the Stars, which brings its own drama of its own because you would not believe the intricate drama and stories and shit that comes from that show. So like it's crazy. And I'm like, I'm getting things like, I wish they would get voted off because, and I'm like, they're good. Why are we voting them off? Because I hate them. Like, why? They're good at dancing.
Yes, that's the whole purpose of the show.
And so
right?
Andy Richter's not good at dancing. He's just not. Yet he keeps getting voted through because he's got, and like, I get
People
it.
like
It's
him.
the
He's funny.
spirit of the show. And I get it, but he's costing people that may have had a chance to do well and finish higher. They're getting kicked off.
So it's kind of like the All-Star game with voting or these awards where
So you can
the
text,
media votes. And
yeah, you can text the number. You get the number and then you text the name and you can give 10 times. So I'm like, Danielle, because I'm trying to keep Topanga alive. So
Do you
is
think people
everybody else in my age group, all the millennial males that grew up watching Boy Meets World, that Topanga was your first crush, and you know who you are, and you better comment. You got to vote for her because we all love Topanga.
Do you think people are typing in Topanga instead of
I
Danielle?
think so.
And that is messing it up?
I think the millennial males like me are typing in Topanga instead of Danielle. Yes,
I think, what's it on, ABC?
it is.
ABC, we need to launch
It's
an
too-
investigation into Dancing with the Stars voting because people are typing in Topanga. I myself
not.
would type
I
in
will
Topanga.
say
I didn't even know her
she
name was Danielle.
Didn't do so well last night. She didn't dance so well last night. I can understand, but the fact that she got voted out before Andy just upsets me.
Now, how does the East Coast, West Coast version
We were
thing
talking
work?
about that too because I was like, hey, we can watch it at 5 instead of, because we usually have to wait till 8 to watch it with the rest of the family. And I go, we can watch it at 5 and see the actual live. And they're like, nope, because you watch it on the Disney Plus, but the Disney Plus knows your time zone and they will not show it until 8 your time. And I go, so I have to
VPN.
vote blindly because voting closes at 9:45 Eastern. So I'm voting blind as a West Coast Mountain Time person. Not seeing the dances, you vote blindly. So it's tainted anyway. Who would have thought?
Like there are more Americans in California. So California's vote doesn't even count
It count. You just have to remember to vote for your person. So
without seeing them.
none of the votes. The voting is for who you want. It's not for who you think danced.
Oh, this is horrible.
And
This is corruption at its greatest. Who is running this?
I
President
was
Trump?
having this conversation with Cassidy last night.
Oh my God, no.
I was like, I want to see the live and vote live, but I just blindly vote for Danielle every week before seeing her dance.
I know some of those other shows, they do the results on the next day.
No, it's just a live vote.
Oh, this is horrible. Corruption at Dancing with the Stars. Wow. West Coast doesn't even count.
It counts. You're just blind voting. You're blind voting.
That's not fair. This is not fair. Is Gavin Newsom watching this?
Let's hope so.
We need to
film
get
it.
Governor Newsom on
They
this.
shoot the show in LA.
What in the absolute hell?
Hey, it was pretty cool. They had Kool and the Gang play live last night and
Did they
Chicago.
Do they sell tickets? Can you go in the audience?
They had the Dodgers there. They had Will Smith and Dave Roberts and Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell, and they're all holding the trophy. I wish I could show you the clip because they're just sitting there in the front row like, why the fuck are we here? Except Dave Roberts, he's like into it. He's like,
yeah.
But the rest of them are like, why the fuck are we here?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. We're baseball players. We have to retire and be irrelevant for 4 or 5 more years before we're on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, and the sports guy was Baron Davis, and he got voted out very early this year.
I can see
Dwight
that.
Howard was the guy last year. He made it pretty far.
Yeah,
he was
good
the
on
one
his
that I
feet.
was voting
can
for. I
understand
was
that.
like, Dwight. So we'll see who the sports guy is next year. But going back to Lausanne, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Jeremy
not a
Lozon
lot of-
was my shot guy.
Not a lot of games. We just had the between what we talked about last week and to this one, there's only been Colorado and
yeah.
last night against Detroit. So one they look good and one they look just shitty. So I don't know if you want to address anything other than to stop wearing white on Nevada Day and stop playing an early game.
Yeah, stop wearing white on Nevada Day. I mean, I get it. I don't actually get it. Our flag is blue. There's no reason for VGK to wear white at home on Nevada Day. I don't understand what the original reasoning was. Maybe it's an afternoon game. I don't know. We do it on Black Friday too? But we don't always have a home game on Black Friday.
I don't know.
It's yeah. Don't do it. We get our butts kicked whenever we wear white at home. Stop.
But they had the kid play, right? Lindblom
Yes.
gave up 4. And then Schmidt played last night.
Schmidt
He looked good.
did pretty well.
First shutout of the year.
Yeah, last 40 saves. I think. Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, what did I write down? Oh, every team in the East is at or above 500.
That's crazy,
It's
isn't it?
wild.
That is a fun statistic.
And then, which I thought was weird, Anaheim in first place in the Pacific. Who would have thought we'd be saying that? And we play them on Saturday. So that is suddenly a huge game.
I saw an interesting stat with Gary Lawless. Sorry, I was trying to remember his real name because we have a nickname for him. Gary Lawless said that on Monday, the Golden Knights woke up in first place and they went to bed as a wild card team, which is how close the Western Conference is. And I mean, it's still very early in the season.
November.
And there's a long way to go. Plus, we have an Olympic break coming up this year too. So, but right now, the whole league is close, and I'm sure Gary Bettman is loving it.
It's early though, and like
Still
the
very
late
early,
great Prince would say, the cream rises to the top.
Yes.
So that will
Eventually.
happen. Who are you gonna go with in goal once everyone's healthy?
Well, right now, to me, it's still Hill's job to lose.
Because you don't lose your job to injury.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just said I'm not a big fan of anybody taking somebody's job because of an injury. Granted, Tom Brady, that guy worked out okay.
If Carter Hart comes in and has a Tom Brady-esque performances,
yeah. Or if he comes in and does what Leonard did when Leonard was acquired, and because Leonard didn't let up a goal for 4 games. If Hart comes in and performs at the high level that he did with Philadelphia a couple years ago, I'm all for giving the job to him. But I'm also not saying that means Hill becomes the backup, because I think Akir Schmidt has been very good as the backup.
We always seem to run into this problem.
Yeah. Goalies every year.
Too many good and not enough great.
Right. And meanwhile, Logan Thompson is doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And
Be great, Carter
Washington.
Hart. That's who I'm rooting for.
he's got a lot to prove,
I
not
mean,
just on the ice, but
I
off
feel
the
like
ice too.
everybody else has kind of shown me. Hill has shown me what he is.
Yeah, we know what
Hot
we
and
have.
cold, but when it boils down to it, he's a 2.5 GAA, a little over 900 save percentage guy.
Yeah,
Schmidt,
I mean,
you've shown. I know he hasn't had a lot of starts, but I think he's shown me he's a backup.
right.
And maybe the jury's still out on the young kid. And maybe being out of the game for too long and the mental strain on Carter Hart, he's going to come in and he's going to suck horribly. Because any away game, dude, get some earmuffs because it's coming.
It's going to be rough, yeah.
Especially going back to Philly. It's going to be rough on your away games. So you're going to have the... I mean, if I was him on the away games, I would almost rather be on the ice
Philadelphia,
than
but anywhere in Canada
on the
too.
bench. So I'd rather be on the ice than on the bench there because you're going to hear it from the fans. So get ready for that. But he probably already knows that.
He's a professional.
Let's hope so.
He better know it, because if he doesn't, it's gonna be rough.
Not a lot of games, so not a lot to go forward with. They play. I actually don't know who they play tomorrow. Thursday. Today.
I don't
because
remember.
this won't come out till Thursday.
Yeah, I gotta look at the schedule again.
And then Anaheim on Saturday in a big important game.
That's all.
You got UNLV girls.
Lady Rebels tonight. Season starts for the Lady Rebels. College basketball is back in full swing. That's all.
And we will have a
Excuse me. Sorry.
full CBA, WNBA, fully focused thing podcast soon.
All right. Yes.
But other than that, thanks for watching. Please, for the love of God, like and subscribe. We get the views. We're getting the views, which means you're watching it. But I need this. Hit the like, and hit the subscribe.
Please, yes, absolutely.
More cool shit to come your way. That's it. Thank you.
Go Knights, go.
Go Knights, go.